Hi guys, welcome back. Engine's all been painted up and dried up. That's come up really good. So let's put all the little Mickey Mouse stuff on it now and finish it off. So like I said, the engine's come up pretty good. I'm happy with that. So now we've got to get all this stuff on it, all the little bits and pieces. I've cleaned them all up and resprayed some of them and got some new parts, fuel pump, water pump, etc. So let's start putting all this stuff back on the motor. So guys, just going to start off with the fuel pump, just get the gasket ready. I'll try to do all the messy stuff first and get that out of the way. So just a little bit, you don't need much, you just work it all in. Just like that, thin layer on it. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the edge of each bolt because this goes straight into the motor. So just put a little bit on each one, like that. So let's get that on. So just slide that in. So we've got that nipped up. Next, while I've got the gloves on, I'll do the water pump, get that out of the way, because I hate working with gloves. So let's get the water pump on next. Like I said, some people go crazy with this stuff, but you just need a tiny thin layer over it, even if you see a bit of the gasket through it. I mean, I use gasket maker. I've never had a problem with it. I know there's other stuff you can use, but I just buy that stuff and I can use it for anything, whether it's for threads or gaskets or whatever. So let's get this on. Just a little tip, guys. When I sprayed the motor, I just made up a piece of cardboard here of the shape of the gasket with the nuts in it, so I could paint them. And I don't lose them either. So just take that off. You've got your bolts that you need. And there you go. You can just spray around it, take it off, nice and clean, put your water pump on. And the same thing with this, because it's going into the water jacket, put a little bit on the edge of the thread. And there we go. Just a quick tip, guys, if you get a new one of these, make sure you drill that hole out if you're running your heater, because that comes blocked, so you got to drill that out. So we'll put the distributor in next. I just wanted to show you this. This is the new one, and this has got like a metal gear on it. This is the old one, which could be the original one. That's got a plastic gear on it. and they're a little bit different in height too. This one's a lot shorter, so let's get that in. So before you put the distributor in, I've just put it at top dead center, marked it off here, and number 1 piston is at the top. That will just give you a starting point to drop your distributor in. You'll have to tune it afterwards, but at least you've got it, you know, fairly close. So we'll get this in, get the gasket. And there we go. So that's number 1 here. So that should be facing number 1 like that. And then you've got it like fairly close. We'll get this butted up. I'll just nip this up. So that's done. We'll put the oil filter on next, get that out of the way while we're on this side. I haven't filled it up with oil yet. I just want to get it on so no shit gets in there. Once it goes in the car, I'll take it off and pre-fill it and all that. So we'll get the coil on next. Get that tightened up. So we'll get the spark plug leads on next. There we go. So, pretty much finished this side. Move on to the other side and work on the carby and get all that hooked back up. Alright guys, just moving forward. That's the old exhaust manifold. The only problem is with that one, it's got this piece in here which reacts, and then the manifold gets connected to that like so. Sorry, like so. And then you got this piece here that goes on there like that for the anti-pollution shit and that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all this because I'm actually going to run, I've got a set of extractors here, so I'll put them on. So with this here, what I've done is I've just made up a plate and made up a gasket for it, and I'm basically just going to seal this part off like that. Right, and the same thing with this one here, which is for the anti-pollution stuff that goes on that way. Right, that's the old gasket for it. Just made up a flat plate, put that on, and then I'm going to bolt this on like that. And basically I'll run a hose to this, but that won't be doing anything, so just a bit of a change, that's all. So I'll get that connected on. So we'll just start with deleting this one, put that on, my spacer that I made. When you make this one, make it out of aluminium, so yeah, it's easy to work with. So I'll get that tightened up. So I'll move forward with sealing off this section here. Get that all closed up. There we go, I'll get them tightened up and we'll get this on. So I've got the manifold gasket on already, put the manifold on. I'm not going to be able to do it right up because I can't get the exhaust manifold on, the extractors, because I won't have anywhere to put it after, but I can just get this buttoned up and get the carby on and all that, and then put the extractors on after anyway. So I just had to put a spacer nut on here temporarily just to get the manifold on. I'll fix all this up once it goes in the car, and I'll get the extractors on and all that, but just for now I've just stuck a bigger nut on just so I can get the manifold to hold, get the carby on next, and keep moving forward. I've just put the spill tray back on again. It was there, I'll leave it there. Get the carby on. Get that tightened up. Get that tightened up. And don't forget to use your special homemade one for the nut at the back. You would have remembered this one when I was tearing it apart. Just in case you didn't, basically what it is just a 1/2 inch socket, cheap one. Just bend it there, and normally they snap, so give it a bit of a weld. That's the only way you're going to get this nut at the back done up. Just off camera, guys, I just put the oil pressure sensor in, and the water one, which no need to film that. Next up, I'll put up the water pulley, get that on, and the clutch fan. So let's keep moving. So guys, ended up in a bit of a problem here because the new water pump actually has a longer shaft than this one. This one here is probably around about 20-25 mil. This one here is only about 10 or 15. So what happens is when you go to put your pulley on, which is fine, and that goes all the way in and it lines up. When you put this spacer on, it doesn't go all the way through. If you can see that gap in there, basically because that's only drilled halfway. So what will happen is if I put this on like this, I'm going to have play in the pulley after, which I can't fill up. So basically what I'm going to do with this is basically just cut this piece off, or just drill it out and let it fall out, put the spacer back on, then put the clutch fan back on. So I'll just get this done quickly and we'll be back. So guys, back again, just drilled that right out. That's a piece, it just popped out. So that's all good to go. That slipped all the way on now. Put the fan on, and we're all butted up. Got that all buttoned up. Just spinning nicely. Okay, next up I think we'll get the alternator on, and so we'll get the alternator on. Got that nipped up. Okay, I think we're almost done. The only thing left to do is we'll just put on the engine mounts. And get these tightened up. Do the other side. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been a lot of fun doing this. Get out there and do one yourself if you haven't done one. They're a lot of fun. You get headaches, but it's just something you've accomplished yourself. So next up with the UC, basically I'm going to start tearing that apart, fixing up some of the rust things. Like I said, I would just want to do the undercarriage inside. I'm not too fussed about outside at the moment, but while everything's out of it, I'll get that all cleaned up, rust repair, painted and so forth. So keep an eye out for that one. Cheers.